All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Samurai Blitzed, and we are day drinking today. And I got one of man, I've been waiting for this one. We got Rob from Rob's Metalwork. I said it wrong, didn't I? We got Rob from Rob's Metalworks.
There you go.
There you go. I finally got it. I'm a little slow, but I've been wanting to get him for a while. If you are from the San Antonio area and you listen to heavy metal music, and you don't know this man, I'd say you're not a real fan of heavy metal music. That's just me. I'm going to fucking hype him up. But no.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, anybody that's from San Antonio knows about you in some sort of way because you've been in the game the longest. What is it, 30 years now?
It'll be 30 years in June.
God damn.
Yeah.
So before some of y'all were in your dad's ball sack, you were out there. Yeah. You were still a twinkle in your father's eye. This motherfucker was out here mosh pitting, interviewing some of the greats, and it is fantastic to have you on here, Rob. Thank you for coming in. But go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. I always, try to take advantage of opportunities to talk about what we've been doing and talk about San Antonio metal and the lineage of metal music in our city. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And I did want to talk about, because you had the metal podcast of the year, I would say, or at least for us in San Antonio.
Yeah.
You, dude, I mean, you went kind of crazy. Where you're not you yourself, but Homeboy went kind of crazy. You want to talk about that a little bit from SOD?
Yeah, one of the great things about what we do is, because of the longevity, we've been able to build good, solid relationships with a lot of musicians and bands and stuff over the years. And, I actually talked about this interview because it did go viral. And it went viral because Billy Milano from SOD is a pretty, controversial guy. He's contentious and he's rambunctious. But at the same time, he's really articulate, He's just not rambling. And I've known Billy for many years, and this past year, 25, was the 40th anniversary of Speak English or Die. That's a seminal kind of crossover record, right? And, of course, that was the record that he sang on, and that's the record that made SOD really a household name. And he called me one day and he says, "Rob, I'm ready to talk about SOD." And I'm
ready to spill the fucking beans.
Exactly.
And he did.
He did. And you know what he told me too? He said, "And I want you and I want Rob's Metalworks to be the platform. And I just want to know, do you have the balls to do it?" Yeah, dude.
I would have sent him a picture of my nuts. Right here, baby.
Right here, baby.
They're hanging low. I got some beaner balls for you, ready to go.
So of course I said yes, and we made it happen. And even before the interview, he was pulling out all these documents, contracts and stuff to kind of legitimize, at least to me, a lot of what he was going to share in the interview. And I'm looking at this stuff, and it's legit. And so when we got on camera, he really did, say some really candid things about Scott Ian and Charlie Benanti from Anthrax. And he also said some stuff about music industry people in the East Coast who had kind of like wronged him, because the music business on the East Coast or all over can be pretty crazy,
The music business is a terrible place, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, they fuck over their artists all the time. It's unfortunate that these people put in all the work and they just get screwed over by some bastard at the top, that kind of puts them in these contracts and these, what do they call them, golden cuffs, where they're just stuck in them and they can't do nothing about it. Especially like when you get into the pop and rap. I mean, goddamn, they screw them over big time.
Gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse. Prince and Michael Jackson talked about it all the time, and nobody listened. And it's like, we just thought he was crazy. Yeah. Fucking Peter Pan changing colors. But I mean, he was telling the truth, man. He was telling the truth. So yeah, and when I said he went crazy, I didn't mean like in a Kanye way. I meant more like he just let everything out.
He just let it out. And in fact, you know, the way that we edit our stuff is like we shoot from like, you know, 2 or 3 cameras, and then it goes through a series of edits. I have a guy that works with me. This guy named JB, who's been part of my crew for many years. He takes the master video and then edits it into one piece, and then he sends it to me, and then I edit it and put all the graphics on it and the text and things like that. And then if there's anything else I want to cut out, I'll cut it out. But for the most part, we left it pretty intact. And there was a part where he's talking about the owner of this record label in New York. And this lady...
Is that the guy with the kimono he talks about? Johnny or something like that?
No.
Oh, it's a different
one. What the thing was, it's kind of that, because back in the day, there was a label, there is still a label called Megaforce Records.
Yeah.
And Megaforce Records was owned by Johnny Z and his wife, Marcia. And they eventually got older, you know, got out of the game. And I think they sold the label to this lady. And this lady's name's Melissa, I don't know, Colazzo. And Billy was very angry with her because she basically altered some document. Now, mind you, this is what Billy was saying that you know, and I don't know how valid everything is, but you know, this is what he's saying, and that she altered documents, and you know, she stole some legal rights of things that he had created, and because of that, he wasn't getting paid, and that he was gonna take her to court. And there's this part in the interview where he's saying like, yeah, I'm going to take her to court and I'm going to fuck her in the ass. Something like that.
Two awesome things. Hey, there ain't nothing like taking someone to court and fucking them in the ass. That's what I'm talking about. Have a beer too out here. Fuck it.
So, you know, and Billy talks a lot. You know, he exaggerates a lot. You know, he uses figures of speech like that are pretty crass. And so, but it was that line that caused the big stir, that fucker in the ass part.
Really?
Yeah. She called me.
Oh, wow.
Did I tell you that? Yeah.
Are you fucking ain't?
I got 2 phone calls from people on the East Coast. One of the phone calls was from Melissa Colazzo. She called me. I don't know how she got my number, but she got my phone number.
They know people.
Oh yeah, they and you know, and I've been around long enough that a lot of the publicists on the East Coast know me, and so I remember I was at home in my office and I look at my phone and I see the area code 212, and I said, I know that's New York. So I answered it, and it was her, and she was very, very upset. She was like, "You need to take that down. That's horrible." And blah, blah, blah. And, you know, she was like, do you have daughters? You know, how would you feel?
Throwing that shit out there.
Yeah,
like,
trying to give me a guilt trip.
But it's like, he's just talking shit.
Exactly.
Like, he doesn't really mean he's going to go fucking ram it in your butthole.
Right.
But, dude, people are so literal sometimes, and it's like, bro, read between the lines. He's saying he's gonna take you to court and fucking the ass by taking away a lot of your money that you owe him. Right. In his mind, that's what he's saying.
And that's exactly what I told her. I said, look, it's just a figure of speech. I mean, oh my God, you know. But she wasn't having it. She was pissed off. She was like, Rob, she said, I'm gonna call the FBI. I'm gonna call I'm gonna call SAISD. I mean, San Antonio Police Department.
Oh, shit. SAISD? What are they going to do? Oh, the FBI. SAVD. I would have told her, bitch, I got Cash Patel on speed dial. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Dan Bongino, too. Yeah. But I know what you're saying. That is crazy. So she went that far.
Well, after that phone call, I think maybe like 2 or 3 days after the phone call, that's when I was notified by YouTube that they yanked the interview.
Yeah.
So she must have complained. She must have filed a report with YouTube. It got yanked. And when it got yanked, that interview already had like 33,000 views.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. It had chingos of views. So I knew what it was. So I took out that 14 seconds and then I put it back up. And now that interview has like 80,000. So It's probably about, altogether over 100,000 views. And many people, and it got a lot of pub in Europe, so a lot of people saw it.
That's really awesome. Yeah, I saw people from all over in the comments. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that feel though for you? People from all over the world are fucking messaging you like, holy shit, these people know me and I have no idea who they are.
It's great, and we've kind of crossed over, from being a San. I mean, we'll always be based in San Antonio. Our roots are in San Antonio, but it's been several years now that we've kind of crossed over into a nationwide and global show. There's people who comment, and you see their names and they're not American names, and they're from Bulgaria or Germany or Mexico, Australia, from all over, bro. And it's a really good feeling to know that people watch Rob's because I'm hoping because they like the quality of what we do. But there's also this thing about Texas metal, Texas metal has this kind of rap that,
Well, I'm Texan, so I just love Texas. I mean, Texas barbecue, Texas metal,
whatever.
Yeah, it has to. It's like raw, especially with metal. Because everybody thinks, Pantera, right? And everybody's just, you think like the hard shit. Everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Sure.
It has to be big time over here. That's really cool. I do want to say, do you get a lot of like hate mail? Or not too much?
I don't get it directly. I mean, there's always people who aren't happy about something, have to complain about something. They'll watch the whole Billy interview, and with all the greatness in it, they'll just say something negative about it. Like, oh, this guy asked, why didn't you ask about this? Or that was a stupid question. And that's okay. I've dealt with so much of that. I just kind of ignore it. I don't get involved with it. Even here locally, I got a message a few weeks back. Some guy was, he didn't say anything really bad about me, but he said something like Rob's Metalworks sucks or something like that. And I later found out who it was. And it turns out that this guy is a musician in San Antonio. And his band has been wanting to be interviewed by Rob's for a long, long time, and I've never interviewed them. I've chosen not to interview them.
It was one of those.
So they're upset, they're bitter, they fuck you, you don't want to interview my band, whatever, something like that.
Oh man, yeah, I take on a lot of controversial topics, and I'm very, very blunt about my shit.
Sure,
I get some hate, bro. I had one where somebody was saying that they want to kidnap me, take me to Mexico and chop me up.
What the hell?
Yeah, because I was talking about a situation that you could probably come to terms. I mean, you could probably understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I was like, God damn. I did an interview with this girl, and she calls herself the Mexican Velma. Shout out to Mexican Velma. She's a cool chick. She's based out of, I think, a little outside San Antonio. And I did an interview with her, and all kinds of hate. Like, trying to do the brujeria on us and all, dude, like crazy shit. And I'm like, bro, or they'll just attack my appearance. Look at you, fat Mexican.
Right.
Or they're like, I want to deport your accent. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of funny. I just laugh at it. And usually I'm the same way, man. I don't get off. There's a lot of people that get off to the hate.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, nah. I just always say, hey, bro, thanks for giving my channel attention. Have a happy New Year, happy Merry Christmas. And
exactly.
Once in a while, I kind of say like that's wrong because, especially, they always want to talk history, and some of the people never read a fucking history book in their lives. And
sure.
Like, bro, don't come at me with the history you heard about on a podcast one time and you think you know everything. Right. And it's pretty intense, man. Some of the hate. But I do like one thing I do want to say on your cameras. I like how you go to the black and white.
Yeah.
Like it'll be color and then black and white. I love that kind of vintage look. It looks really cool.
Yeah. That's JB. He JB, has been with all my crew. They've been with me for a long time. So like JB is the youngest guy in my crew, and I think he's like 38 now. He just turned 38, and I met JB. He was a video student at Northwest Vista when he first approached me, and wanted to work with us. And he was probably like 22 something. He was in his 20s. He was a young dude. And, JB even now still works in video. He works for some company in Shirts or San Marcos or somewhere. And he does video editing for them and stuff like that. So that's his industry, and I give him the liberty to, take the master files and then edit them together and do those types of things, like go to black and white or adjust, colors and volumes. And, I always just tell him, I just said, man, sometimes if I'm having too good of a time doing a fucking interview and me and the boys are fucking drinking it up, sometimes I have a tendency to blabber too much. And I'll tell JB, I said, if I'm fucking blabbering too much, just cut me out.
Well, that's a universal thing. Yeah, everybody does that.
Yeah. So, but JB's a master. And then one of the things that we started implementing in the past couple of years that has really done well for us is, and we didn't used to do this, is now we make reels.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah. That's the one that's going to get you the most views for sure.
For sure. Like our reels will hit thousands of views. But the way that I do it too is I use the reels to promote the release of the full interview. So I'll say, like, here's reel number 1, check it out. And then I'll say, we're going to release the full interview, which usually sometimes my interviews will on average run about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. And so I use them as promotional tools, but yes, they do really well for us. And JB makes those too.
Okay. Yeah. I do that. I have no experience with any of this shit. Mm-hmm. I just do one. I know one of the, I think it was like 2 years ago. I was in Japan because I go to Japan every summer because my in-laws want to see my kids and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I'm there and I'm like, you know what, dude? I should just like record all the food that we eat because it's good. Like it's like top notch, from Japan.
Authentic,
yeah, the real shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I started playing with the CapCut and little editors and stuff. And then little by little, I was like, okay, I could learn this, and I was learning this, and then my friends were like, we don't really hang out too much, man. We need to hang out more because the older you get.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, life happens. And I was like, yeah, let's figure it out. And they're all, let's do a podcast. And I was like, I ain't doing no podcast because I already know the hate that comes with it. No matter, it's like you said, you could do everything right, or even like at least a little bit, right? Like you could do it like a decent job, and people are just gonna find a way to fucking hate you for some reason. And then we started doing it, and now we're a year in some change, and getting more and more people, and it's fun, man. It's fun, but it is. People actually think you just drink and talk, right? And I'm like, it's a lot more than that, bro. Like, it's a lot. You got to prepare. Like today, you're here at 3. I'm like, I got to get here around 1, make sure everything's legit, and then thinking about what am I going to talk about, and kind of one thing I'm good at is I blab a lot. So I'm all right with that.
Keeps the combo alive. Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into what we do, and And I think in many ways it does come across, even though when we do interview too, we do drink and party. But
for sure, I
make sure that I have my interview on my research done, and it's a little easy for me because I'm such a big metal fan that I already know a lot intuitively about a lot of the bands that I talk about. So that makes it a little bit easier, but if I need to remember like when a particular record was released or on what label or anything like that, then I do got to do the research. But yeah, I mean it's a labor of love, man.
Oh yeah, I'm not bitching about it at all.
Yeah.
I do want to say, what was your first metal concert? What was Rob's first exposure to metal? Like not like what you heard, but your first show.
My first really big show that I went to, like a real metal show, I think I can't recall if it was Metallica at the Majestic Theater. I think that was like 1985.
God damn, at the Majestic.
At the Majestic.
That's fucking
that was
crazy.
Master of Puppets tour.
Damn, that's dude, cool, man. How was cool. that? Take us there.
Taking into consideration, I took half a hit of acid.
Nice.
Yeah, me and my friends took acid, And we were on the Cliff Burton side, on the floor a little bit.
Oh
back.
yeah, so I didn't mean to interrupt, but you got to see Cliff Burton.
Yeah,
man.
Cliff Burton.
Dude, that's sick, bro. I never got to see Cliff Burton. Right, 1985, I was 2. So
yeah.
I didn't get to go. But
we had a good old time. We were fucking raging and headbanging, and I can't remember it was that show. I think it was that show. But shortly thereafter, I remember I went to the Freeman Coliseum. I think it might have been in '86, or maybe, I don't know, maybe a year before. I don't know. But I went to go see Dio, Ronnie James Dio. Sacred Heart Tour. And that was like the tour where like the fucking dragon came out. And, that's when they had the big props and the dragon came out. It was really cool. And Dio was very cool. And the ironic thing is that I got to interview Ronnie James Dio.
Oh, yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah. That's really cool.
In 2000, I interviewed Ronnie James Dio when he played the Sunken Gardens.
Okay, I was going to say, I seen them a few times at Sunken, and I seen them at the Verizon Wireless.
Oh, yeah.
I missed the Verizon Wireless Theater, man.
Yeah.
I used to like that because the shows were... That's one thing I do want to get to. If I forget, remind me, like the ticket sales now are just... preposterous at this point.
For sure.
You're like $600 for what?
For sure.
To fucking sit and watch a band? Like, I better hang out with you. Like, you better fucking drink
smoke
with me.
weed together.
I know, you better fucking
got
shotgun a shirt, shotgun a beer with my ass or something.
Right,
like, God,
crazy.
yeah. I want you to meet my kids then for that much. But it's just got to. I'm gonna forget about it. So let's talk about it now. The ticket prices are astronomical at this point. Right. I don't know how people afford it, especially young kids.
Yeah,
I'm a 80s kid. I grew up. I mean, I was born in 83, so I was going to shows in the 90s. We used to go to shows for like $15.
Yeah.
And $20. Yeah. And it's like now you want to go to any show, and especially like I went to Deftones not that long ago.
Oh man!
And it was like $200 to go to GN. I was like, what the? And I was like, man, I love Deftones. That was one of my favorite bands.
Right.
But I'm like, I'm not gonna pay this much every time, dude. I'm not doing this.
Right. I remember when Metallica was touring in 23 and 24, and they were gonna go to Arlington, and I had because everybody knows I am a Metallica fanatic. I always have been, and I have a huge collection of Metallica stuff in my home studio, and everybody was asking me, Rob, are you gonna go to Arlington to see Metallica? Are you gonna go to Metallica? And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to go. And one, it was because of the exorbitant fucking prices.
What was it?
I think like to be like not even in the mezzanine, like first balcony or second balcony, like you were already like in the $300 range.
Yeah,
for being like way up there.
I better get a hand job for that.
The floor seats were like $1,000. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. One, because of the prices. Two, because I'm just not now in my age. I don't like to be around in crowded situations like that. And then lastly, I was like, I'll just watch it on fucking YouTube, in a couple of days, and I'll be able to watch the real show. I'll be able to see all the zoom ups and the close ups of Kirk soloing and everything. There's no reason for me to put myself through all that turmoil, and then drive all the way over there. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, the older I get, and I kind of tell myself, nah, man, you're good. And I'm always like, yeah, I don't even want to be in crowded areas no more either. But I keep telling myself just to kind of stay like, no, you like it. And I'm just trying to fucking mind fuck myself.
Right.
And man, I do feel the same way. I'm like, dude, do I want to do all that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you're thinking of parking, then you're thinking of walking, and then getting in, and then search and more, and then by the time you get to the actual thing, and you're waiting for them to come on, and you're just fuck,
and
I gotta piss.
Let's say you do get a good spot, right? And then there's all these fucking people around you. And then what if you need to go take a piss?
That's what I was gonna say right now. Yeah, taking a piss. What are you gonna do? You gotta go all the way through the fucking herd, and then and then wait for a while to take a piss.
Oh man!
And then go back in. And but I still love going to shows. But now I just go to kind of small shows.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know the what is it? It was not. I was gonna say the White Rabbit. Damn, I'm old. What is it called now? Paper Tiger. Yeah. I went to a couple shows out there. I know they had some emo shows that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And it was good, man. But so Metallica on that. One of my favorite Metallica shows was the Summer Sanitarium tour. We went to Houston, and it was they started off with Mudvayne, and then it went to Deftones, and then it was Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and Metallica.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a sick ass tour.
Where was that at?
It was in Houston.
But what venue do you remember?
Oh, dude.
It was a big venue. Though.
Yeah, it was a big venue. It was a huge show, and it was Summer Sanitarium. It had to be like 03, 04-ish. Yeah, and it was a sick ass tour. And that was one of the times I remember I liked Linkin Park. I always liked them. And I had seen them a couple of times. But this is the first time I seen them when they blew up, like when they were huge.
Sure.
And god damn, like they put on a show, bro. I mean, it was incredible. And even Limp Bizkit was, they rocked the fucking joints, man. It was good. And that was when Mudvayne was still like at its peak.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard the new Mudvayne song?
No.
It's actually really good. I liked it. I forgot the name of it, but it's good.
Yeah, there's so much stuff going around, But even going back to the ticket prices thing.
That's a good.
I'm sorry. Going back to the ticket prices thing. Even some of like the mid-tier bands, like even a band that, let's say, is playing like the Aztec Theater. A lot of these bands, because the costs associated with touring have also increased for them. And that's why they say, oh, yeah, well, we have to charge higher prices for our tickets just to cover, the crew and the venue and, gas and food and all that stuff that they have to pay for. So, I can understand that, some of these bands, and I think somebody who I just interviewed too, Gary Holt from Exodus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I have an Exodus tattoo too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I interviewed him recently, like on earlier this month, and he was talking about how even a band like Exodus, who you would think headlines the Aztec Theater, they still kind of struggle because of the huge expenses, and really the only money that they can walk away with, without anybody's hands in that jar is probably just their merch stuff.
No, and I don't blame Metallica is known for being like a little greedy. Come on, we all saw what happened with the Napster shit. But a lot of bands are not like. I remember The Cure did a show. I forgot where it was. It might have been Austin or something. And the tickets were $25, and then the service charge was so like crazy. Right. And he was like, "Nah, we can't do this shit. We need normal people to come to our shows." Like, right. And he was speaking out about it. And I know, I don't know if you've seen, but Chris Rock, not Chris Rock. Oh my God, Kid Rock, wrong guy, different color. Rock. Yeah, one of the Rocks. It was one of the Rocks. But Kid Rock was doing something with Trump to kind of take down the Ticketmaster mafia. Sure. And but of course, nothing came out of it. It's still Ticketmaster's running around like fucking Don Corleone, with their fucking dick out, slapping everyone around with the service charges. And then I think Livewire, is it Livewire that does the other one? They were talking about we're going to start charging a lot more for our tickets as well. And it's like, I didn't even want to go no more. I'm like, fuck. And I wanted my kids to experience what I did.
Sure.
By going to concerts. My whole childhood was concerts, man. Like it was going to live shows. Rest in peace to Johnny Peñao. I don't know if you know Cracker Box Palace.
Oh yeah,
he just passed away a couple
of days. I saw that.
Yeah, so I grew up with him, and that was like my second dad.
I remember.
He was one of the OGs of the head shops.
He was, and I remember many years ago. This was like maybe early 2000s. Early 2000, like talking like maybe 2005. Back at that time, Rob's Metalworks was we were on a paid channel. This was before we had gone to YouTube and social media.
I went to cable, right?
We were on cable, and we were on a paid channel called Stuff TV.
I remember that.
And on Stuff TV, it was cool because, we would pay our dues, but we could do anything we want on Stuff TV. Like we could sell stuff, we could promote shows, all these things that generate revenue. And I remember I had like paid sponsors at that time, and the Cracker Box was one of my sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sponsored, dude. He was rock and roll till the day he died, bro. And he, like, where he lived one house away from me. So where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So me and his son grew up together. So he was like my second family up in Yamas.
Wow.
And he just passed away the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it sucks. But
the only reason I heard about it was because there's this old school band called Doctura.
Oh, Doctura, yeah.
Doctura posted about it and shared about it, and I followed them and I saw it, and I'm like, oh man. And you know what, dude? I want to say I ran into that dude, Johnny. He came up to me and said hi, and it was probably within the last 2 or 3 months, and I can't, for the life of me right now, I can't recall where we were, but we were out in public somewhere, and he came up. It must have been at a show, but he came up and he shook my hand real quick, and we said hi. But yeah, man, it's
amazing. He used to like be real big. Remember Meek?
Yeah.
Back in the day,
Jim Meek and all that.
Yeah. And then they used to sponsor them a lot, and they were good, man. I liked them, but they now he does Meek? like the band, and I think the singer he has like his own studio or some shit.
Yeah.
He just produces now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I saw that you actually interviewed one of my homies. She's a good friend of mine since elementary. Vicky, her son is the lead singer for Scum.
Oh yeah, Scum.
They're a good band, man. I like them.
I love Scum, and they're young cats, and
very young. Yeah.
I remember when they came out. I loved their energy and I loved their songs. And I actually interviewed them.
I saw when you interviewed them.
And I just I had been telling those dudes, put out an EP, man, and get it together. And then once they started gaining a little momentum, they kind of started swaying away from the plan.
Yeah,
and I think they had, because they had recorded with this guy. I don't know if you know this guy. This producer, Clifton Miles.
Yeah, Clifton Miles, yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember their drummer.
That dude is the young one. He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a fucking beast. And
he had told me, he says, Rob, we're going to start producing and engineering our own stuff. And I was like, oh, no. I'm like...
Don't do it.
Yeah, well, my thing is, like, I understand that, because I know it costs money to go with Clifton. But, focus on music, bro, and let somebody else focus on the whole engineering and the technical side, And I don't know. And then they did that. And I remember, to my surprise, I think one of the tracks they had sent me sounded pretty fucking good. And then the last thing that I heard was that the singer, I think he wanted to take some time off.
Angel
right?
Angel took some time off.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure if he was going back, but he started just... I don't know. They were going like different directions, I guess. Like they wanted a different sound than what he was wanted, I guess. And I don't know all the ins and outs. I just know because his mom, I grew up with his mom, and I've known her since pre-K, like the old school shit. And she told me just some stuff, and then I don't want to say anything that's, I don't know if they I don't want to step on any toes, but
sure.
Yeah, hopefully they get back to it, man.
I hope so.
They were great. I remember one of the dudes I remember with All Sincerity.
Yeah,
they were a good band too, man. They were touring with From Autumn to Ashes and all that, and dude, that was a good time. But I don't know, they broke up too. What would you say is the most prominent San Antonio band right now? Like that's making, like I know Upon and Burning Bodies, hot as shit. People love them. Upon and Burning Bodies?
Yeah, I know those cats.
Yeah,
I've interviewed them several times.
Oh, have you? I haven't seen those.
Yeah, over the years. Believe it or not, they're like an old school band now. Even though we try not to think about them like that. They've been around for like 20 years now.
Yeah.
But there's so many good bands out in San Antonio, and many of them, and just even in our old South Texas scene, who are coming out and doing good things, writing good music and putting together records. And even some of the older bands, believe it or not, who've finally, are focused on what they really want to do are coming back and putting good records out.
Well, now you don't have so many gatekeepers because you have social media.
Yeah, right.
And social media has just blown. I mean, even now, right? You have like TikTok. When I was teaching, dude, the kids know that all they do is follow our shit. I mean, we're probably not my stuff, my generation, right? You see nothing but Nirvana, Korn, Deftones, all kinds of stuff. They don't even have their own music anymore. It's kind of sad. But the one I did, Dawn of Existence, I learned about them from you.
Oh, yeah. Good
God,
band.
they're fucking... They're
killer band.
Sick as fuck. Yes, I was listening to them. I was like, "Oh my god, all right." I didn't even know that they were around. I was like, "Okay, good." Like,
you mentioned Dimmu Borgir earlier, and they're kind of like that. They're like this black Norwegian kind of black metal. And believe it or not, Dawn of Existence is just two dudes.
Yeah,
just two dudes. And I'm not sure if you ever saw this reel that we released, but. You know, when bands come to my studio to interview, one of the first things I like to do is like, you know, we grab a drink and we sit in my living room and we chat it up, right? And, you know, get to break the ice and talk and blah, blah, blah. And one of the guys from Dawn of Existence,
go ahead.
He says, yeah, Rob, I used to watch your show back in the cable access days.
That's where I want to get to next, yeah.
And
me too, man.
He said, yeah, you turned me on to all this stuff, like Immortal and all this black metal stuff. He goes, and that's how I got into black metal. And I was like, wow. I said, so if you hadn't been watching Rob's, you probably wouldn't be in this band. He goes, probably not. Which was killer.
That's one thing I do want to say. I mean, you are the fucking OG of doing this in our city, and this is for people that are here now. San Antonio is totally different in today's world.
Right.
Like they don't understand. Like fucking, you went inside the loop 410. 1604 was Monte. Nobody went out there unless you worked for a company like Peter Holt or whatever the fuck it was. And it's a different place. And you turned me on to a lot of fuck music too. Like I saw a lot of things off of your show. Like right now, I said Dawn of Existence. Never knew who the fuck they were. Probably never would until I watched your interview, and I was like, damn, I watched like a good 30 minutes, and I was like, let me just listen to them.
Go jam them, yeah.
And then I was like, holy shit, they're fucking good. They're really good. And that is awesome, man.
That's the goal. That's always been the goal with Rob's, is to promote bands, and initially we can do that. Now we primarily do that through interviews and stuff. But back in the cable access days, we were able to show videos. Because Rob's back in the beginning was a real show. So the show would start and I would come out and say, welcome, blah, blah, blah. On this episode, we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Let's go into the brand new video from Nevermore. And so back in the day, the labels and the publicists used to send me all the stuff. They would send me the CD, and they would send me like a bio. They would send me the video, and I could play the video on the show. And so if you didn't know about this band, you could actually hear them on Rob's and then see the interview. Now, what's really weird now, because of all the copyright and trademark with social media and YouTube, is like those old episodes, I've tried to like digitize them and put it on YouTube, and they take it down because this video is copyrighted and something like that.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, you should do it like a Beavis and Butthead style, like 30 seconds, because you could do up to 30 seconds without copyright. Just do like a quick 30 seconds of it and do it like a shorter version. But no, that was cool. I mean, I used to work for KSYM. I used to do the metal show, Thursday night metal show, and I did that for about 2-3 years. Oh my god, dude, the amount of just hammered I was all the time. Like I was so drunk all the time on that show. It was so fun, but when you're on like radio, it was nerve-wracking for the part that I was like, don't cuss. And I cussed one time, and I had a lady that would just listen to me, bro, just waiting, FCC fucking bitch. And it was just intense. And that's what I love about this now, that we have these kind of platforms now.
Sure.
Because I could do whatever the fuck I want and say fuck all the time if I want to. But it's just fun. Like it's just having a good time, talking shit, and doing what you please, basically. And I love that the gatekeepers are kind of non-existent, but YouTube does do a lot of shady shit that I don't like. But That is, I would love to see those old episodes because that is cool. Why was I bringing that up? That's why. Because they used to send me CDs before they came out.
Sure.
So I used to love that, man. I would be like, dude, I got shit. And then I used to get, I didn't want to incriminate myself, but you could burn them. And And it was great, man. But yeah, I could imagine getting videos and all that. That's awesome.
I get a lot of music still, because there's a lot of bands who want to be on Rob's and, the first thing I always say is, I hate when bands, they'll say, Rob, will you listen to our stuff? I'm like, yeah. I said, send me a download. Send me the download of your latest EP or your latest record or your singles or whatever. I said, don't send me links. Don't send me to Spotify. Don't send me that. And what's the first thing they do?
Spotify.
Send me a fucking link. And I'm like, dude.
God damn it. I told you.
If you can't follow simple fucking instructions, then,
I'm not going to lie. That'd probably be me. Like, oh, did you say no Spotify?
Exactly.
How stupid.
Read my fucking email, bro.
No, I hear what you're saying. Dude, but that's always fun though, because I used to love getting those new CDs, and they come out next week, and I'm like, fuck yeah,
yeah, you get the scoop.
But I did. I also used to get a lot of people from San Antonio the same thing, and they would do that all the time. Hey, play our shit, and I'm like, cool, man, because sometimes I get calls in KSYM, and if anybody doesn't know what KSYM, we're like the alternative radio station where we could do whatever we want, like whatever I chose. That's what went on the air. I was playing everything from Lamb of God, Black Dahlia Murder, Between the Buried and Me. This was during like that era, and it was Killswitch Engage, but they were like a little softer side. But still, I was playing everything I could, and I get some calls and, hey, can you play like Metallica? And I'm like, if I'm gonna play Metallica, it's not gonna be that same shit you hear on 99.5 Kiss.
It's not gonna be Inner Sandman.
Yeah, we're not gonna play fucking Nothing Else Matters.
Right.
But I was like, bro, if you want to listen to that, go to Kiss. Go to the
sure.
But dude, radio, they're still playing the same shit 25 years ago on Kiss right now. They played right now they're playing it then when I was a kid. And I'm like, come on, man, change your shit up a little.
It's difficult, because that corporate stuff, it's even the radio business has changed a lot, and it's really kind of downsized.
Because nobody listens to radio.
No,
do you
don't have to? No. The only reason I would listen to it was something cutting edge and cool, and something that made me feel connected to the city. I do know that there's this new guy. He's the program director out at KISS. His name is Joe Calgaro, and I remember his name came up when I interviewed a band called Kingdom Collapse, and Kingdom Collapse had messaged him, and they started talking, and he seemed like really interested in promoting a San Antonio band because they were going to be part of this big festival. And he seems to be a guy that's not afraid to push the envelope and do new things, And this guy, I've been wanting to meet with him actually, and just talk about some things that we could do together. But this guy, he's from like Wisconsin. Yeah. And they
fucking cheeseheads.
He came all the way down here for this job to be the program director at KISS.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not sure, but I doubt that he is fully aware of the history of San Antonio metal, the legacy of Joe Anthony, and the connection that KISS at the Joe Anthony era had with listeners in the city. Mind you, yes, it was before, the internet era, but still, people tuned in to listen to new bands, and, Joe had his connection with his listeners, and that's something that has just been lost, in radio.
No, for sure. They even had a segment in KISS when I was growing up, and it was like all Texas metal.
Yeah.
They just played nothing but Texas metal for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was like, fuck yeah, who's that band? And you have to wait till they would have like a little commercial so you could announce it. Because this was before what's that Shazam shit where you can push it and say. And it was awesome. And I'm not shitting on anybody that works there. It just sucks that their hands are tied, that they can't express themselves the way they want. It's the corporate bullshit that they have. And hey, this works because we've done it for this long, you know. And it doesn't work no more. And that's why nobody tunes into radio. I would love to tune into radio if they actually had some shit like that. Like, hey, it's a new band. This. If they were to play Dawn of Existence, that would be awesome. I'd be like, damn, I could hear about this stuff. But luckily we have you to come show us a lot of that. I do want to say, because I wanted to go back to that. How did you get into public access? Like, how did that happen?
It happened when I came back to San Antonio. I went I did my undergraduate work in Waco. I went to Baylor University.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Okay. And I got a degree in marketing. And even before I moved to Waco, I was always a metalhead. But when I came back to San Antonio in 1993, I got back into the scene and I started going to shows and getting into a lot of the local bands. And I thought they were cool. And I just thought to myself, you know, I need to help promote these bands and the scene, and what can I do? I knew I could do something. And really at that time, there was only two things you could do. One, you could do a publication or do a public access TV show.
Fucking Wayne's World, bro. You're the Beaner version. I love it. Hey, real fast though. Wasn't it Channel 20 or what?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember it. Okay, I was trying to figure it out. I was like, Channel 20.
Paragon cable at that time.
Okay.
That was even before Time Warner cable. It was Paragon cable.
So Channel 20. Damn, I'm surprised I remembered that. Okay.
And mind you, you know, when I decided that that's what I was gonna do, I had to go have a meeting at Paragon Cable and how to have a sit down, like a real meeting. And they would say, okay, tell us about your idea for your show. And so I told them about
it's like a Shark Tank TV
style.
Yeah.
and I remember the guy who was the program director, it was some big black guy. And he was just sitting there going like this.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, all right, because this is what you got to do. And first of all, he made me, I had to sign a contract. And then he's like, you have to submit 4 episodes in advance, 4 30-minute episodes in advance. He goes, you can use our facilities here to edit, blah, 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 blah. So
what was that feeling like when you were signing a contract? Like, what were you thinking?
It was cool. I thought I was like, all right, I'm on my way.
Where's the acid at now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna party. That's what I'd be thinking.
I was really like wanting to do something cool. And, you know, it was going to take a lot of hard work. And even after we started going, like we were already going, you know, there was so much stuff on the back end that we had to do. I remember I always used to tell and back then when we would go to shows, I would give me and my crew, we would go to a show, right? And I would give each one of my guys a fucking stack of flyers. I said, these are your flyers. You have to give them all out before we end out the night. Let's party, have a good time, but pass out these fucking flyers to people that you meet or that we run across and promote the show. Because I used to tell them, I said, we could interview fucking James Hetfield. I said, but if nobody watches it, then what the fuck did we do it for? Right? So promotion was a big thing for us. And I implemented a couple of different strategies to kind of help build the audience, and it really did work because by the time we had transitioned, Paragon Cable had become Time Warner Cable. Time Warner Cable was more sophisticated, and they would send out reports like on how your show was doing. And my Rob's Metalworks was hitting like 400,000 homes.
God damn!
In the greater San Antonio area.
That's a lot, especially back then. What year was this?
This was like 1999, 98.
That's a shitload. I was one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I was one of those people.
Exactly.
But damn, 98? Yeah, because San Antonio was a very small city at that time.
Yeah, so we were...
I mean, it wasn't small, but it was...
the greater San Antonio.
Yeah. So Austin, New Braunfels.
No, not Austin, but maybe like New Braunfels and
San Marcos.
Yeah. And these were two. Let me share with you two strategies that we implemented that really worked for us.
Tell me.
The very first one, and I was married at that time, and my wife wasn't a fan of this strategy, but on the closing credits of the show, I used to put our fucking phone number. Yeah, like on the closing credits, and I would tell the thank yous and everything. And then I would show Rob's Motorworks, and I would show our phone number. And so our show would run like from 11:30 to 12. We'd be getting fucking phone calls till like 3 in the morning, bro. The phone would be ringing till
just drunk metalheads.
Drunk metalheads. And
I fucking love you, bro.
Exactly. Dude, Cannibal Corpse. Fucking rules.
Fuck that. Let's drink.
So I would let, whoever would call, I would let them fucking vent and do whatever, rant. And then, but the thing that I would do, I said, dude, what's your email address? I would get their email address. And then I would say, what zip code do you live in? And I would document the zip code. So after a while, I had built a huge database of people who were watching Rob's. So from gathering their emails, I would send out emails, to market Rob's and say, oh, don't forget to watch this month, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then two, I was able to ascertain where my viewers, most of my viewers were from. And most of them were from the south side of San Antonio.
Damn.
Like 90% were from south side San Antonio.
Brutal.
Brutal fucking crazy metalheads, bro.
Hey, bro, I know. I used to get some funny calls when I was at KSYM, and the amount of shit people would say, it was just like stupid shit, like it was a lot of them prank calls, a lot of them real ones, a lot of them like kind of crazy. Like, it's like, oh my God, this bitch is crazy. Yeah. And you can't see me, like, like the way you can see you on TV. Right. You can't even see me. It's just me on a radio station. Yeah. And then, man, it's wild. Like, I haven't gotten anything like close to what that was. Sure. Like in my podcasting, like little 1 year career and some change, like I said. It was intense. I can imagine like what people would say.
It was a different time because now, we're so inundated with different mediums by which we can, provide feedback and watch and stuff. Back then, again, before social media or the internet, the reason Rob's became so big is because there was nowhere else you could go to learn about underground metal bands or watch just like underground metal videos.
Headbangers Ball. Maybe.
Something like that. Maybe Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, and then they didn't last that. They ended up going off the air. Then MTV ended up becoming pregnant teen moms and shit. And it was but Headbangers Ball was awesome.
But and Headbangers Ball would show heavy stuff. Yeah. But they would also show, some like rock and roll stuff. Yeah. And that really kind of helped a lot. The second thing that we did, and this was a strategy too, was for the first 7 years of Rob's, I never aired a rerun.
Oh, nice. So what was it? How many days a week?
We were on once a week.
Once a week, okay.
So
it's been a while, man, because I remember when I was watching that
once a week
when I was a kid.
And we never aired a rerun. So sometimes people would say, "Oh man, Rob, I missed the episode with Zakk Wylde. When are you gonna show it again?" I said, "I'm not, bro. That's it."
That sucks, bro.
So for me, it was like, if people knew that there was no reruns, they were really gonna watch. They were really gonna try to tune in, or they were gonna get the wife to record it, or they were gonna, record it on their VCR or whatever. And that in and of itself was hard work, because I had to produce a show every week, and but it paid off, man. It paid off.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know it was that crazy to get in public, because there was people on public access shows, if people don't remember this. Yeah. That was fucking crazy. I mean, you would get the craziest people on that. Yeah. And because we used to just watch it sometimes to see what crazy shit was going on. Yeah. And for people that are not from here, I mean, in the late 90s, bro, like mid to late 90s to 2000, like we were the metal capital of the fucking country, man. It was nonstop shows here all the time. You had Sunset Station, you had Verizon Wireless, Sunken Gardens. You had White Rabbit. Yeah. You had What were some other band? Oh yeah, the one that what's the one? It changes names like every week. The one that used to be the one that's across the street from the spaghetti warehouse where spaghetti.
Oh yeah, the Rock Box.
Yeah, the Rock Box.
It used to be called Capone's.
And then you had live music all the time, like cover bands. I remember was it Dragonfly? Or
Yep, Dragonfly.
Dragonfly. You had all that. I just remember them because they were so popular. But you had now we have some. You see some like Deftones or Tool.
Yeah.
Like cover bands, but it's not the same like the way we used to. Like you could go to any bar. I mean, not any bar. You could go to a bar and easily see a live band playing. Now you like good luck. Where are you gonna fucking get that? It's rare. And then that one the mix used to be really good. Mm-hmm. And then you had the one was it Joey's?
Yep.
Yeah, Joey's, and then
the mix can still be pretty good sometimes.
It's all bougie now.
I went to I did an interview there back in October with they had a really cool metal show there.
Really? Still?
Yeah. This band, this North Texas thrash band.
Keep going. I'm gonna get us a beer.
Yeah. Called Gamma Side. Played there at the mix, and it was cool because we went there and we did the interview. And then, it's not that big. And then a lot of fucking people showed up. And it was cool. The vibe became really cool. And it reminded me of old school San Antonio. It really, really did. And I even got fucking pummeled that night. Pretty bad.
Oh, that had a mosh pit.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Sorry,
yeah.
guys. I had to get a beer.
Yeah, it was crazy mosh. I'm fucking videotaping, and
in the mix.
Yeah.
Oh wow, because it's changed dramatically
out of nowhere, man. I got fucking sideswiped and fucking bit it, but it was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
I did not know that because I know now. I don't know, man. I feel like San Antonio metal scene is not even near. Like you can't. But what it used to be, you know.
This is the thing about why it's different, in that it's because there's so many different genres of metal now. Okay, so sometimes people can be, I'm a black metal fan, or I'm a thrasher, or I'm more alternative metal, and so there's so many different factions. Where back in the day, when we were coming up, there was only like one or two. Right? There wasn't so many. Then, on top of that, there's also different factions within the metal scene in San Antonio. And you have a faction that's very gritty, and they're very purists about metal, and that they only listen to like really heavy stuff. And that's it. These are the metal people who like, that's all they do. And they don't really stray too far. Then you have the other group of metal fans who are pretty broad in the metal that they listen to. So they can listen to all different kinds of metal and respect different kinds of metal and be fans of different kinds of metal and metal bands. And so they're not that purist, but you hardly ever see fans from either one of these sides kind of intermingle.
Yeah.
And I've been privy to interview bands from the gritty side and from, the more liberal side. But there's just so many diversifications in our scene. And that's what makes it different.
Yeah, I know, man. I like all kinds of metal. I like experimentation. Yeah. I'm like, give me something that I haven't heard before. I want to, because, I don't want everyone to sound the same. And it's like, it's just going to be the same shit over and over.
Sure.
Like, show me some new shit. And I still love the OG style of metal. I mean, when I was growing up, it was like new metal, like late 90s, 2000s. And, they're trying to, it's made a huge comeback. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I just, when I was younger, I used to be like that when I was like in high school. If it ain't hard, it ain't me. Like, one of those fucking people.
Right.
And then I don't know, the older you get, it's like, well, that's good too. I mean, that's good. I would listen to, I went to Under Oath concert, Under Oath. I went to go see them. They played the old album. And, the 25-year anniversary of it, and it was awesome, man. And you know, a lot of people will say, they sing a lot, or they don't really sing too much on the old ones, but you know, that's when you get like kind of the snobbies, you know, like, oh, I don't listen to that because of this. I don't listen. It's like, bro, it's music.
Right.
If you have a bunch of instruments going on at the same time, making a beautiful sound, I'm fucking with it, bro. Like, let's do it. You know, I just can't do like rap and all the other shit. Sure. Like, I'm just not gonna do that.
Right.
So, what would you say is a better metal scene right now, as in metal? Would it be San Antonio or Austin?
Oh, San Antonio by far.
Still?
Yeah, by far still.
Austin has a better music scene, though, right?
Yeah, they have a better music
overall
scene. And you know that saying, like,
bastards, they beat
keep Austin weird. Austin really is fucking weird.
I know, fuck that.
It's every time I go to Austin, like I do go to Austin, you know, to maybe every once in a while to do an interview. I'll go to the venue there is called the Come and Take It.
Come and Take It. Then they have emos.
So, and there used to be other clubs downtown, but primarily that's where the good metal shows, the bigger metal shows are at. And it's something always fucking happens when I'm at the Come and Take It. Like, I run across somebody, or I see somebody, or you know, it's just fucking weird. And yeah,
it's the name.
It's just weird, bro. It's like bizarre. But yeah, even though people do go out to metal shows in Austin, I think when you talk about the history of metal and you talk about you know, the faithfulness to the genres of metal, and just the musicians in the metal scene, San Antonio by far beats Austin. And I was remiss not to answer your question earlier when you said, like, Rob, what are some great bands right now? Who would you say are like some of the top bands in San Antonio? And there's many good bands. So, for example, you know, one of the bands that is definitely leading the charges is a band called Cerebral Desecration. Really,
okay, I've heard of them.
Yeah, really heavy, kind of like this groove metal band. They started in San Marcos, but now they have members from San Antonio, and now, you know, and they've been around for a while, but their career, they've only gotten better and more seasoned with what they do. There's also a guy in San Antonio named Brian Eckerman. I don't know if you ever heard of Brian Eckerman. He does a couple of other bands. Like, he does this band called Scars of the Flesh. And then he does his solo stuff. His solo stuff is called Brian Eckerman. And this dude, his genre is more like black metal and kind of like Dawn of Existence. Yeah. And he's really, really good. Like, he's a great guitar player, and he writes great songs, and he produces all his own stuff, and he even does like his own artwork.
God damn! So he's like,
he does fucking everything, bro.
That's awesome.
And then you might have a band that maybe is not so heavy, but really, really good. This band called Danella Drive.
Oh, Danella Drive, yeah, I know.
I love Danella Drive.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good.
Really good band, and you know, I wish those dudes would.
They're touring, right?
Up. Yeah, they're always out and about doing stuff.
Yeah, Danella Drive is a good band. I remember when I first heard them, I didn't even know that they were from San Antonio. I was like, what? And I was like, what? They're from fucking San Antonio? I didn't know that. But no, they're a really good band, and I dig them. I like what they're doing, and it's good too, because I remember when I was growing up, we had who do we have? It was like one band. I forgot. Oh, what was their name? They had that one song that was on the radio all the time. You know what I'm talking about? It was like, because we didn't really have like hard metal band like make it in like like I don't remember then.
Are you talking about the Union Underground?
Yeah, you go Union Underground.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I remember them, and because I remember when as a kid, all the bands were, you know, you had Dallas, Houston, like loads of stuff, but we didn't have many from San Antonio that made it out.
Yeah, Union Underground did make it out.
Yeah, they made it out, and then Upon a Burning Body that we're talking about, they made it out.
Yeah.
And it is crazy to think of them as like OGs now.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny. But yeah, there's a couple of them.
I'm glad that Upon is still, you know, they were signed to a record label for many years, and I think they've been without a label now for a couple of years. But I'm glad to see those dudes are still releasing records. They're still releasing records, and they're still doing videos, and and they're still out there doing headlining tours, which is great. So they still have their core fan base all across the country. Yeah,
they're out there in Europe.
Yeah.
They're like South America. Like, damn, they're all over the place. If you were a starting band right now, like you're a kid playing guitar, you want to fucking start a band, where would be the venue you like? What venues are giving these kind of young kids in San Antonio, Texas, a place to go crazy, perfect their craft and everything else? What would you say?
That's a really good question, because I think just recently the dynamic of that has really changed. And if you would have asked me that question a year ago, I would have said Bonds 007.
Oh,
Bonds Rock
Bar. Why you gotta bring that up?
Right.
I love that place, bro.
I would have said Bonds Rock Bar. If I'm a young 19-year-old kid and I want to play, a show, then I can play Bonds. Me and my friends can play. I remember the first time, believe it or not, the first time I saw Scum was at Bonds.
Oh, really?
And Scum was nobody. They were like, I didn't know who the fuck they were. And they were really green at that time. Like they went up there and like they looked like little kids. Like they performed like little kids. You could tell they were just barely getting their feet wet. But now that Bonds is done,
internet probably, right?
The only other places I would think that would probably book them would probably be like small places on St. Mary's, like maybe Faust, maybe. But as far as some of the other quality venues like Fitzgerald's or anything bigger than that, then I wouldn't say that there's a lot of opportunity for young cats.
That's what I really wanted to get to the bottom of, because I don't know, I don't see it no more. Like back then, it was, when I was growing up, it was
the White Rabbit.
White Rabbit.
Yeah.
And everybody was there. We had big bands, we had small bands, you had everything. And you could just wake, like right now, just get up, fucking there's a band going on, something going on all the time. And we don't really have that no more. Like White Rabbit is more of a, you got to be somebody now. Like you have to have a
Paper Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, Paper Tiger, sorry. You have to have a following right now. You can't just, hey, I got a band.
Book a show, yeah.
Yeah, I want to fucking go play and have some fun.
I'll never understand. And I mean, the only thing I could think of is that when they sold the White Rabbit, the guy who bought it, I don't understand why. The only reason I could think of why he didn't keep the name is probably maybe because they were going to charge him more. If he wanted the name, okay, you're going to have to pay an extra $10,000, something like that. And that's the only reason I can think of why he didn't adopt the name. But if he had an opportunity to keep the name, or if he could have negotiated that in the purchase, I don't understand why he wouldn't have done that. Because I think that if the Paper Tiger had kept the name White Rabbit, that the strong momentum and the history and the legacy of San Antonio music, live San Antonio music, that was started by the guy who owned that place, Rick Scarafa, really tried to implement as part of the culture of that place. And I think they would be a far more successful business, but who knows?
Yeah, that's kind of sad though, man. A lot of these kids don't have a place,
right,
to go explore, and you don't really. I don't know. It's just. I remember even back then, it was just nothing but house parties, and you see bands like that. You go to the backyard of a house one day and have live music and stuff. And
sure,
you don't see that too much anymore, and that's kind of sad. The one thing that's good about it is you have the internet. And the internet can blow the fuck up on the internet. One little thing can get you out there for sure. So that's actually really good. But damn, that's kind of I was thinking about it too. I was like, where do they go nowadays? Because I want to fucking see it.
There's one of the things too that we've been seeing in the past, since the 2020s, is you see these musicians, these bands who they start off as internet bands, and they write music and they put a record out or whatever, and they market themselves online and they get a following, and then they become a real band. They said, okay, now we need to go do shows.
Yeah.
We already have fans, but we've never even fucking played a show.
So they don't have that grueling process of failure and all those things that make you better. Yeah, because you're just online. That's kind of depressing.
It's really one way to go about in doing it now.
So what would you say? Where do you think the metal scene's going? What do you see in the future for metal? Like
in San
just
Antonio?
because you have your ear to the ground and all the stuff in San Antonio and just around the country.
You know, there's a lot of you hear about all these people saying, and some of these people that are saying it are pretty prominent people where they say, "Oh, like rock is dead, metal is dead," and that's really not true.
Those people are pussies.
Yeah, I don't know why they're saying that, but it's not true. There's a huge market for heavy music, and when you think about places like San Antonio or Texas, you have these tourists who come through our area, and play big venues, and even bands maybe that are mid-tier bands will still come here. So they're selling tickets, and to me that's just part of it. So I think on the business side for touring bands, it's still Texas and San Antonio are still good markets. There's still fans, and there's a lot of young fans. Like my son, who's 27 years old. He doesn't like the real heavy stuff, but he likes a lot of good heavy rock stuff. And that's probably from shit that he heard from me, or heard the name from me. But the other side of that coin is, the musicians and the scene in any particular city. And I've always kind of felt like San Antonio is the strongest of all the cities because the quality of young musicians that we have in our town is superb. The quality of underground music that comes out is superb. And I always see a regeneration of that cloth happening, every 5 years or so. And I've been lucky that I've been around so long. And earlier when you were talking about all these other bands who've come and gone, I've seen dozens and dozens and dozens of bands come and then they're gone. They come out and then they're gone for whatever reason. But what the beautiful thing is that there's always a new wave of young musicians and new bands that are coming out and putting out, because of the technology, they can come out and release a song and it sounds pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, I mean, now you don't even need a band.
Yeah.
You just go on, they have so many little softwares now.
Yeah.
You can put the drum beat, guitar beat, you put your voice, and it's just crazy.
Well, they can record everything.
Yeah, record everything at one at a time, and just put it all together.
That's what Brian Eckerman does. He programs all his drums. I mean, even though he's programming the drums, he still has to
play it.
So
he's like the Ed Sheeran of metal.
Something like that. Yeah.
My wife made me go to an Ed Sheeran concert.
Oh man!
And I was thinking, I don't want to watch Ed Sheeran, right? and we're in Osaka, right?
You're gonna give me half a hit of acid before I go to this show.
So we're in Osaka, Japan. That's where I was living when we got married and everything else. And she's like, I really want to see Ed Sheeran, and I was like, okay, I guess. And whatever, make the wife happy. And I go, and I fucking loved it. I was like, holy
really?
shit. No, because he's just gets the guitar, plays a thing, gets the drum, plays a thing, and he's just a one-man band. And he just starts getting the piano, gets a thing, and then he just starts going at it. I mean, of course, it's not metal, don't get me wrong, but it was just really cool to watch. Oh, shit. There's no band behind him.
He's a talented dude.
One dude on the fucking stage doing all the instruments, and then he just loops it, and then he gets his guitar, and he's playing... he puts on the rhythm guitar and then he starts playing the lead guitar and doing other shit. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. So not that I'm a big Ed Sheeran fan now, but I was just like, I just appreciate a talented person.
Right.
And he was a talented person. And it was like, that dude's a talented dude. And to deny that just because it's not your style is a
oh yeah.
It's not good to do that.
I appreciate all kinds of music. Even though metal is my forte, I appreciate a lot all kinds of good mellow rock and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the way I am too. I like all kinds of stuff. If it's beautiful, it's beautiful. You have any things you would love to tell us about in your future? Any new interviews or anything coming for 2026?
Well, you know, you really never know. I mean, we really never know how a year is going to pan out. But as we sit here, and tomorrow being New Year's Eve,
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, exactly right. 2025 was a wonderful, wonderful year for us.
That's good, brother. I'm glad to hear that.
It turned out so well, and we did a lot of great work, and we also got to work with some really big names, especially right now near the fall. Like I told you, we did the Gary Holt interview from Exodus. And we did that interview at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's cool.
We'd never done an interview there, never.
So how many hours do you have to go to set up before you can start all that? Or you just camera, boom?
We did 5 minutes.
Oh, they just camera.
I tell my
action?
boys, set up. Let's get up. My JB starts taking stuff out, setting up his camera. My other guy Rick sets up his camera. I take out the mics and vámonos.
That's awesome.
I got my notes. I'm like ready to go. And then we did, of course, Billy Milano. The Billy Milano thing just kind of happened organically. Then we did an interview with these two legends, this guy named Gene Hoglan and this guy named Steve DiGiorgio, who play in a band called Death to All, which is one of the things that they do. They do other things too. But those two dudes are legendary guys, so we were happy that we did that. But, we've always stayed committed to interviewing local, regional bands who are quality and who are ready. Sometimes I get stuff, like a band will be like, Rob, check out our record. And they really want to be on Rob's. And, I listen to everything that I get. And I'll just say something like, dude, thank you, keep working, and, they're just not ready for Rob's yet.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
You're not ready yet, Give it another cycle, bro. I think by the time you get to the next record, you've matured even more, and you're going to be even better, and then you'll be ready. And that happens quite often, But in that event, if the bands who really believe in what they're doing, and they continue to work, they do get there. And so as we look towards 2026, it's kind of the same thing. We are accepting music from bands, and I've gotten a lot of music already. There's this one band that I kid you not. They sent me their record, and it hasn't even come out yet. They're called Becoming Sons. You ever heard of them?
No.
They're actually like a really heavy Christian rock band or metal band.
Dude, there was a lot of Christian metal. Remember, the Devil Was Prada.
Yeah.
As I Lay Dying.
Yeah.
Fucking I think Under Oath at one point was kind of they were. Oh yeah, they were. Yeah. What am I saying? Yeah, they were like heavy as shit.
And so they had somebody had sent me their record. And they're like, Rob, check out our record. It hasn't come out yet, so, keep it on the deal. I'm like, yeah. So when I heard their record, I was like, all right. And I swear to God, I wrote the dude back. I said, you know what? Now you're ready for Rob's. Now you're ready for Rob's.
You got there.
You have a good quality piece of work here. So this is the thing, like, if I ever interview bands on Rob's, all we're going to do is tout you. We're going to promote you. We're going to, speak highly of you so that other people will listen to your music. And if I'm going to put my name and put my voice behind your product, then, it better be fucking something good.
Yeah, come with it.
It has to be good.
But that's the one thing, and especially in today's world, right? Nobody can handle rejection now. Like everybody sees everything as like, oh, well, fuck you, and
Exactly.
it's like no, it should be motivation. That's a motivator. Hey, you know what? Hey, I think y'all sound good, but you need a little bit more work. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna even if you want to say I'm gonna show him, and I'm gonna show him like I'm a fucking badass. there you go. And then you could thank me later because I put you in that position where you had to level up instead of being content with your sound and thinking, oh, we're good the way it is. It's like, yeah, we're trying to level you up. Not like me, but for you.
Yeah.
We're trying to level you up and we're trying to get you to where you need to be, to where you could be successful. And then we'll put you on and then we'll fucking hype you up. And that's one thing about today that I feel a lot of kids don't know how to, because we were like, I'm a different generation, but still, it was brutal when we were growing up. They would tell you straight out, yeah, hey, bro, what the fuck is that? Get better. And then you were motivated to get better. And that's one thing, you do that now and then they just hold a grudge forever. And it's like, I don't need a grudge. Come on, dude. Are you a woman? Like, what's this?
And I've said this a couple of times, I think, in the past, where maybe something like that happened. And I'm just saying, look, man, it's all professional, bro. It's not personal. So if I tell you you're not ready or I don't want to interview, don't take it personal. We're just doing our thing, and continue to work, man. Continue to work hard.
So I know I've taken a lot of your time, but quick question: best interview, worst interview?
Oh my God! Let me start with the worst. There's a guy, and you might be surprised about this. He is the fucking worst, and he's a fucking asshole. If you ever behind the scenes with him, and I've interviewed him twice, and I remember one of the times I can't remember. I think it was the second time I interviewed him. The publicist said, "Rob, be very careful with how you ask him questions, and be sure don't ask him close-ended questions and." Blah 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 blah, and I'm like, all right, man. I said, yeah, I got this. But Doyle from the Misfits.
Oh, really?
He's a fucking asshole, bro.
Ah, that's sad.
And I remember, that sucks. I remember I told this after the interview. It was so horrible. I interviewed him. The first time I interviewed him is when he released his solo record, Doyle. Yeah. And we get on his tour bus, and there he is in all his makeup and everything. And we sit down on the table in the tour bus and we're interviewing him. And he's just giving me very short answers. Yep. Mm-hmm. Like that. Yep. I don't know. And it was going south pretty fucking fast, bro.
He gave you the Greg Popovich fucking...
Well, he gave you that shit, the singer from his band, we're sitting like this, right? The singer from his band was right there. Standing right there watching the interview, and just by my wits end, I'm like, hey Alex, why don't you get into the interview, man? Come on, you're just right there, come on in. And so he please exactly, please come here, exactly. And he joined the interview and he saved the interview. He started talking and giving answers, and then I don't know, I guess Doyle felt more comfortable and he started talking a little bit more, so it saved the interview. Well, the second time that we interviewed, Alex wasn't around, and we were on Doyle's RV, and he just was horrible. He gave us a very horrible interview, and I remember after that second interview, I never even released it.
Oh yeah,
I'm not releasing this.
Yeah,
and I told the publicist, I said, don't ever ask me to interview Doyle again. And to promote his record, I'm not doing it. And
well, good for you.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I said, fuck Doyle. So he was the worst, bro.
I heard your story about Ian from when you were talking to Billy, and you were talking about how they just had you in there waiting, and he was just like, that was a messed up story. For people that have not watched it, go watch that interview. It's really good, really insightful, and of course, like Rob said, those are things that he's saying. Rob's not. I mean, you don't know 100% of the truth of everything, but
sure.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's pretty strong in his convictions.
Right. I believe him.
I believe him too because he seems like he has the receipts.
He does. Yeah, he has the receipts. He has nothing to gain or lose at this point in his career. He's
I like
already
when
an
he
older
said.
dude.
I like when he said, "If you see them promoting me when I'm dead, go fucking knock them out."
Exactly.
That was really funny. I thought that was really funny. Before
Hold
you get
on,
to
let me tell you the best interview.
I need to piss real fast.
Okay.
I'm gonna go fast. I was gonna
Ándale, toma más.
I know I was gonna piss myself.
Okay.
Take one of those Tom Hanks, A League of Their Own pisses. Dude. All right, fucking.
I brought these for you. These are
Dude.
some pins.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to post them in a little bit.
Okay.
Dude, okay. Best interview.
Well, there's been a lot of great interviews that we've done over the years, and for many reasons, and sometimes when we interview like local bands, and they come over and they fucking bring bottles of whiskey and they bring me cigars and stuff like that. And that's really cool.
I like their style.
Yeah, that's fun, But there've just been special moments, and some of these moments have been like with bigger, more well-known musicians. And I'll just give you an example of two real quick. One that I'll never forget, when you interview like a big famous rock star or a legend, these are the kind of guys that you think, okay, if they're a little, arrogant or they're a little, rude, then it's just they're famous and rich and
You understand?
I understand, I can get it, but the one time that I interviewed Ronnie James Dio that I mentioned earlier at the Sunken Gardens, he was the nicest fucking guy ever. And you would think if anybody can be a fucking asshole and get away with it, it would be somebody like Ronnie James Dio, right?
Yeah.
From Black Sabbath and Dio and Holy Diver and all that. And I remember they set us up in a room like to do the interview, probably about the size of this room, and they said, "Okay, get ready, and he'll be in a little bit." So sure enough, he walks in, and he's this little guy. He's little skinny guy, and we sit down. We had two chairs. We sat down, and we're doing the interview, and he was very, very nice and cordial. And one of the things that I noticed that he was doing during the interview is that if you watch that interview on YouTube, he was calling me by my name. Like he'd known me forever. He was like, "Well, let me tell you, Rob." It was
those people. Those are people that. Those are like legit people that remember your name right away like that. And I mean, those are the most successful people, like for sure. And that's awesome that he's humble. Like
he's very humble, bro. And he gave the interview. Even though we were just some little, we're talking like 2000. So like Rob's had only been around for like 3 or 4 years, and we weren't as good interviewers, back then as we are now, but he still gave us a lot of respect, bro, a lot of respect, and he gave the interview his all. Like he's really answering the questions and going into detail and. He's like the fucking opposite of Doyle, like the complete opposite of
just
Doyle.
making you feel like you're the only person in the room.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are incredible. Yeah.
Yes, it was really nice. The second one was really cool. This is cool. Check this out. We interviewed Zakk Wylde.
Ooh.
Yeah, Zakk Wylde.
That's awesome, bro.
Now.
I'm on fucking hate over here, by the way.
He was playing a show in Austin for his band, Black Label Society. And mind you, this was maybe like 3 or 4 months after Dimebag was murdered.
Oh, dude, that was so crazy, right? On stage,
crazy
by a Marine. Oh, dude,
crazy.
Just fucking terrible.
So we go to the interview was confirmed. It was set. We get to Austin, and I'm like, "Where's the fucking tour bus?" We get to the venue. The venue was called La Zona Rosa. And I tell my guys, I said, where's the fucking bus at? So I messaged the tour manager and I said, hey, we're here for the interview. He goes, okay, we're not parked at the venue. And I'm like, I know. He goes, we're parked here. We're at a hotel nearby. And I'm like, all right. He goes, come over to the hotel. So we drive to the hotel. And sure enough, in the parking lot, there's the bus. So we park and we get down. And we're not more than like 5 feet from my truck, walking towards the bus. Some guy gets out. And I later came to find out that this guy was Zakk's bodyguard. And he goes, hey, man, how you doing? I'm Big Ray or something like that.
Of course his name's Big Ray.
Yeah, Big Ray.
Was he big?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
he goes, I got to check your bags and stuff. I'm like, yeah, no, go ahead. So he looks through all our bags. Okay, come on. So we get into the bus. And mind you, this bus was just for Zakk. I don't know where the rest of the band was. But this was Zakk's bus. And so we get into the bus. And right when we walk into the bus, Zakk is right there sitting down. And he's looking up at the TV. And he's watching the Ohio State football game. He's watching football. Nice. And he's like this. And this was before he stopped drinking too.
Oh, okay.
He had a beer in his hand, a green bottled beer.
Did you hear that story? How he stopped drinking? From what I remember seeing, where he was talking about, like he needed to calm down because Ozzy was telling him, like, yeah, it's gonna kill you eventually or something.
Yeah, well, he was sick. He had gotten blood clots and stuff.
Yeah, like he was saying, like, bro, you're gonna die, if you don't watch out.
Right.
Like, it's pretty crazy. But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So he's like, hey man, what's up? Come on in. He's like this. Like, he's so friendly. Like, yeah, come on in, man. Sit down real quick. So we sit down, and for that interview, it was just me and Rick. And he gets up. He goes, you want a beer? I'm like, yeah, I want a beer. He goes,
fuck yeah, I want a beer.
He goes, I got St. Pauli girl, light or dark? What do you want? I said, I want a dark. He goes, like, all right. So he comes over. He gives us beers. We're drinking beer. We're watching the game. We're just bullshitting. And then, I don't know, about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, he says, all right, let's do this, man. I'm like, all right. So we get our stuff out and we do the interview. And throughout the interview, it was super cool. He was really nice. He was being really silly. Like, he was saying a lot of jokes and stuff and being silly. And I remember there's one point in the interview where he says, all right, man, well, let's fucking toast it up for Dime. And we
nice.
We did a toast for Dime. We were drinking. And he's even joking about because Big Ray was sitting right there, the bodyguard. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I go, who's that guy? He goes, oh, that's Big Ray. It's Big Ray. He has an AK. He goes, be careful. I'm like, I'm not fucking with him. So anyway, we do the interview, and I always instruct my guys, like when we do big stuff like that, like if we're going into a tour bus or going into the green room where the band is set up, I always tell my guys, look, when we're done, pack our shit up and let's get the fuck out. You know, they don't want us there. We did our work. Let's get the fuck out. So I remember we were doing that when we finished, and then Zakk was like, oh man, hold on, Philip, you don't have to take off so fast. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I think we finished our beer, and then we finally, all right, man, well, we're going to take off. And we took off. We walked out the bus, and we're walking back towards the truck. And Rick and I were like, oh, man, that was so cool. Yeah, man, got a great interview, blah, blah, blah. And I told Rick, how did it come out, on camera? How did it look? He's like, it looks good. And then I hear somebody say, hey, man, hold on. And we turn around, and it's Zakk. He's running, like literally like running, jogging from the bus to where we are. And he has a whole bunch of stuff in his hands. And he goes, here, man, I wanted to give you guys these things. And he gave us like all these little promos, bro. Like he gave us shot glasses and keychains and like Black Label Society keychains.
That's
and
fucking awesome.
Stickers and all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, wow, man, thanks a lot. This is cool. He goes, no, man, thank you, bloody blah. And then he ran back to the bus.
I mean, Zakk Wylde. Or to prepare yourself to interview Zakk, I would be like, oh, fuck, dude. This is, I don't know. I would have to drink before just to kind of get the juices going.
I forgot one part of the story. When we get there, and we're before the interview, we were drinking our beer, and I tell Zakk, I said, Zakk, I had to take a piss. I said, Zakk, can I take a piss? He's like, yeah, man, the restroom's right there. He goes, but don't shit in the fucking bus. I'm like, no, man, I just got to piss. He goes, okay. So I go into the restroom and I take a piss. I'm taking a piss. And when I come out, I come out and they're gone. Rick and Zakk Wylde are gone. I'm like, where did they go? And so I turn around and Zakk is giving Rick, my camera guy, he's giving him a tour of the fucking bus. He's showing him like his guitars and his bedroom and everything. He's giving him a fucking tour of the bus.
One of the greatest guitarists ever. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's cool. And so I was like, where are you guys at? And
well, that has to be one of the ultimate flexes ever. That you cheers to Zakk Wylde for Dimebag. I mean, fucking, how cool is that? I would be able to die happy with that right there, man.
It's all on tape, bro.
That's a story. I believe you.
Go on YouTube and watch it.
Go on YouTube and watch that shit. No, I believe you 100%. I'm just like, that's a fucking... I would be bragging about that forever. Like, cool. I got to cheers Zakk Wylde.
That's cool.
For Dimebag. I mean, that's cool as hell. Real quick, did you meet Dimebag?
I did meet Dimebag. I've never interviewed Dimebag. I remember when I met him a couple of times. The first time I met him was at a Pantera show, and I went backstage at a Pantera show, and I was with my friend Eddie Garcia, who's the drummer for Pissing Razors. And Eddie was really good friends with the dudes for Pantera. And Eddie and I were together that night, and Eddie was like, come on, let's go backstage. We're going to go backstage.
I'm just thinking that's an epic name.
Huh?
Pissing Razors.
Yeah, Pissing Razors.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Penicillin cured that. No,
So we went backstage. And we were all backstage. I didn't have a one-on-one chat with him or anything. I mean, he's there, and we were just all hanging out, and they were drinking and shit.
What year was this?
Oh, man. That must have been like 2000, early 2000s.
Okay.
I don't remember the year, but we were all backstage. And I remember Eddie got mad at me because they had said, the guys from Pantera said, y'all come out during Walk. And come out on stage with us to do the walk, the chorus. And I missed out on that.
Oh.
I missed out on that because...
I guarantee you beat yourself up for that.
Because guess what I was doing? I was out in the crowd passing out flyers for Rob's Metalworks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still, though, I would have took time to be like, fuck that. I want to do that shit.
So... that was the first time. The second time was when they were in Damage Plan already. Damage Plan. So Damage Plan was doing an autograph signing at the Harley Davidson store in
410.
No, it's the one that's way
1604.
It's like way out there. I forgot the name of it. It's kind of a little further out, like going outside of San Antonio.
Like by the Fiesta, Texas area?
Yeah.
Okay, so probably the Dominion area?
Yeah, más para allá. Anyway, we had set up an interview with Damage Plan, and we did an interview with Vinnie Paul and the singer, Pat. And so we're backstage before they started the autograph thing, and there was a long fucking line. I remember people waiting to get autographs. And so we were backstage, and we were doing the interview. Before the interview and during the interview, Dimebag is running around the room. There's people in there, and he has a Sharpie in his hand. And he's running around, and he's marking people's faces with the Sharpie.
Ain't nobody gonna say shit about
Nobody's
that.
gonna say he's
I'd be
running around.
Fuck yeah, get me.
He's like fucking marking people's faces with the Sharpie. And people are just like laughing.
Can you imagine being that famous though? Where you're just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just mark. Hey, I'm gonna go up to you, mark your face. People will be, oh my god, Dimebag just signed my fucking face.
Exactly,
dude. That's a level of celebrity that is almost unfathomable on how do you handle that? I wouldn't know how to handle it.
It was just being silly.
No, I know, but it's just
funny.
crazy.
People were laughing.
Yeah.
But it was cool, And so, again, like I never really just got to sit down with him and talk to him one-on-one because he was always running around, man. He was always, he was never just calmado. He was always doing his thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
It's a beast, man.
Yeah, man. So many great people that I've interviewed, like Rob Flynn from Machine Head.
Oh, dude, I love Machine Head.
I love Machine Head. I love
Rob Flynn is a fucking animal too.
I love. I've interviewed Mark Tremonti many times from Creed and Tremonti and Alter Bridge. We did get to also interview.
I love me some Creed, bro.
Oh yeah, I love Creed too.
Yeah, that's great, dude. That first album was just epic. My Own Prison.
Yeah.
Such a good album, dude. What's His Life For? My Own Prison 1. I mean, you have so many bangers on that album. I used to play that bitch all the way through when I had CD player back in the day. I remember cassettes. Shit, I remember just putting some cassette in. I remember one of the first. My brother. And it wasn't one of my first, but that was during the Def Leppards and all that in the 80s. And then one of the biggest ones was the Cranberries. Remember when the Cranberries first came out? Yeah. Dude, that cassette was everywhere, bro. That's all you heard was Zombie out there in the ether. But yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. But
no. Lots of good things. Kerry King from Slayer.
Oh,
Kerry King from Slayer.
Dude, Kerry King was awesome.
Lamb of God back in the day. I hate to say this on camera, but I'm not a big Lamb of God fan anymore. I used to be.
I love Lamb of God. Yeah, I like them. I interviewed them when I was at KSYM. I never aired it. I just wanted to meet them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I want to fucking hang out with these guys, drink some beers, chilled, and it was years ago, many years ago.
Yeah.
But awesome.
Danzig.
Oh, that'd be awesome, bro.
I've interviewed Danzig several times. It's been a long time. I think the last time I interviewed him was in 2005.
What was the most nervous you've ever been in an interview?
I don't really get nervous, but the one time that I do recall that I got nervous was the very first time, because I've interviewed him several times, but the very first time I interviewed him, I got nervous, and that was when I interviewed Mark Tremonti from Creed.
Yeah.
And that was
that's an interesting person. Out of all the people you've interviewed, that one,
him.
I wonder why.
To me, he's just such a fucking great songwriter and guitar player. And I remember that happened when this is when Creed was already over. The very first Alter Bridge record came out, and Alter Bridge headlined the Oyster Bake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember they headlined the Oyster Bake,
yeah.
And we had got the interview, and they took us into like this little RV, and I guess they were just, instead of green rooms, they just had the RVs for the musicians, and so they just took us into this little RV, and his brother Michael Tremonti was the tour manager. And so Michael says, Rob, go ahead and go start setting up. I'll bring Mark in a little bit. So sure enough, he walks in the room, and I was just like, what the fuck?
He floated in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
This is the dude from Creed. Right? Millionaire. He's a millionaire. He's fucking sold millions of records. And mind you, this was still the first Alter Bridge record, which I loved.
Don't forget, they played the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
So, I mean, I remember when we started the interview, I almost started to hyperventilate a little bit. I was like, hold on. I was telling Rick, JB, like, hold on. Let me catch my breath real quick. And I was like, he was looking at me, and I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm just kind of a little fucking taken aback. And he was like, no, it's cool, man. It's cool. He was a really nice guy. And later, as I got to, I've interviewed him probably like 3 or 4 times. Let me tell you this quick story, and I don't share this story that often. It's a true story.
I love that. Yeah, tell us.
About Mark Tremonti. Mark Tremonti, like I just said, he's a millionaire. He sold millions of records, has millions of fans, and is respected and loved by many people and musicians, his peers. Well, there was only one time in the history of Rob's that I retired Rob's. That was in 2009 because I was going to start working on my PhD. I did start working on my PhD. So I retired Rob's, and I did this was the fall of 2009. I did a year of PhD work, and then my marriage started falling apart. I knew I was going to get divorced, which I did. And so when I was going through all of that, I was supposed to go back to school, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going back because I didn't want to do it. And so when I didn't go back to school, my guys, Rick and JB, were like, oh, so are you going to bring Rob's back? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's let the dust settle a little bit, and we'll figure it out. So eventually, I made the decision to come back. And this friend of mine and I, we were like, Alter Bridge was really big at that time, really hot. They were like my favorite band. And we had already bought tickets and airline tickets to go see Alter Bridge in Chicago. Nice. Yeah, at the House of Blues in Chicago.
Oh, that'd be sick as fuck.
We already had tickets and everything. And my friend says to me, Rob, do you still have the hookup with Alter Bridge's people, their management and stuff? I'm like, yeah. He goes, dude, why don't you set up an interview? We're going to be there. He goes, wouldn't that be cool? And I'm like, yeah, it would be. So to make a long story short, we set up the interview at the House of Blues in Chicago to do the interview. So I fucking took my camera with me and everything. And when we're there, when we get to the House of Blues, so the contact the tour manager, he says, wait, I'm going to go get you. I'm like, okay. So the green room was upstairs, like on the second balcony of the venue. I'm not even to the part of the story that I want to tell you yet.
Oh, no, I'm just intrigued.
Precursor.
I'm just intrigued by what you're saying right now. That's fucking crazy.
So we get up to the room. Everybody's in there. The band's in there, and there's all these other people in there. And I look around, and like on the table, and there's this big cake there. It says Alter Bridge on it. And it turned out that it was Mark Tremonti's birthday. It was going to be his birthday like in a few days or something like that. But they were celebrating his birthday. There was cake and gifts and stuff. And so Mark sees me. He already knows me. And he comes up to me and he says hi. And we're talking. And again, I had interviewed him at the Oyster Bake, and then we had also interviewed at the Sunken Gardens. Mm. So this was like the third time I've interviewed him. Mm-hmm. And there was another time I interviewed him after that. But this was the third time. So he already knows me. We're talking, blah, blah, blah. And this is the part of the story. So I said, Mark, who are all these people? Like, there were like these older people in the room. And these weren't like fans. These were like older people. I thought they were like record executives or something. And he goes, oh, these people are my family. And he goes, yeah, I have a lot of family here in Chicago. So they came to the show and, to celebrate my birthday and stuff. And like, oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. So we're still talking. And then he says, oh, hold on. And he because we're standing together, and he walks away. And there's this little old lady, like she's trying to walk through all the people. And so he goes and grabs the old lady by the arm. And he's walking her. They walk right in front of me. They walk out the door. And I'm like, And then a few moments later, they come back in. He's still holding on to the old lady. They walk past me again, and he takes her back to where she was, and then he comes back and stands in front of me. He goes, okay. And I'm like, who is that? He goes, oh, that's my auntie. He walked his old auntie to the restroom.
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure she got there okay and got back okay.
I didn't think I could like Creed anymore. And then you fucked it all up. Like, I mean, I would have never thought you were a big Creed guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
I used to get a lot of slack for it.
People that give slack because you like music.
You know, I don't know if you ever jammed Scott Stapp, the singer, his solo stuff.
Yeah, his solo's good.
His solo stuff's
dude,
amazing.
I still, to this day, man, that's one of my, like I said, that album was so good. I loved it, man. I loved it.
I love all the Creed records.
Yeah, but that is cool that he's just one of those guys.
He's just a very nice, humble guy. And he's he's one of those people that could be an asshole or arrogant, and he's not. He's a very cool guy. He's a very meticulous guy, very smart guy, strategic guy. He knows what the fuck he's doing. And he's just an amazing human being. So
it's always good to meet, like, when somebody's that famous, has that much like influence, but they're still doing good things.
Right.
I mean, that's rare, because anybody, like, if you put 100 people in that situation, probably a big portion, like 90%, would be assholes, man. They would be like,
for sure.
Yeah, at least.
For sure.
And to see that, like, there's that little group of people, you could put them in that position, and they're still reasonable, humble, fucking good human beings. And I mean, that's something to say, because if you were to be put in that position, like, really, when you think about it, how would you react? Because, like, I know people used to shit on Justin Bieber all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. No, like, how would you react as fucking 15, 16 years old with millions of dollars? Every girl wanting to fuck you. Right. How would you react?
Right.
I don't know how I would react. I really don't. I've never been in that position. But I'm not going to judge the little fucking guy, even though I don't like his music.
Right.
Hey, bro, I mean, yeah, maybe I might get a pet monkey too.
I'd be like, bitch, rub my feet.
I know. I'd be like, you rub my feet, you lick my balls, and you suck my dick, and you put your fucking pussy in my face.
Bring me a beer, bitch.
I know. Do something stupid. Come
Remember,
on.
I always think about that skit, that Chappelle skit where he does Rick James.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Let me lick your face.
Let me lick your face.
Yeah. You said earlier, like, what are your favorite bands of Lamb of God?
No. I mean, they're up there. I love Lamb of God. I think they're great.
I don't want to tell you who the fucking asshole in Lamb of God is, because...
No, I'm sure. I know it is. But no. I mean, one of my favorite bands growing up, and it always will be, is Deftones, man. Like, anybody listen to pod. I love Deftones. I could have interviewed them while I was at KSYM. I just didn't, because they were like, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
And I just thought, what if he has a bad day? Because that would ruin my whole childhood.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That would ruin my whole childhood. Because, like, from Adrenaline, when I had it on cassette, to, till now. And it's one of those, I would still love to meet them. I was trying to meet them, but... a lot of people will see our podcast as a political podcast, even though I don't want it to be that,
right.
Like, only political. And his side's always on the other thing, And I was like, and I don't think they're gonna. I'm nobody right now. I say right now because I just have faith in myself, and it's not like cockiness. I just have faith in myself that we'll go somewhere, because I'm working hard, and I'm gonna keep on working. And if we don't, hey man, I got to meet cool people. I got to meet you that I fucking saw growing up on TV. I get to meet like some politicians that I fucking actually like, and it's cool. Like, so either way, if I make it or I don't, it's fine. But I'll still continue to I mean, it's fun. You just get to talk to people, meet new people, drink beer. I mean, who's gonna say no to that? I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. So I mean, we ain't gonna get up there. And I'm sure you could get it easy. Did you ever meet them?
No, I'm
sure you could get there easily.
I would interview Chino. I'd love to interview him.
But I mean, not even just Chino. I mean, the whole band, Steph, Steph. Abe, fucking, where the bassist situation's kind of fucking shady.
Yeah.
The whole situation.
Yeah.
And then, Frank. And it would be great, but I would love to do it now. But when I was younger, I was like at KSYM, I was like, I was young, man. I was in San Antonio College.
Right.
I was like, I'll probably get drunk and just do something stupid
that you're going to regret.
Yeah. And I was like,
and then it's going to be on tape.
Yeah, it's going to be on tape. But Oh, when I was doing KSYM, it was more like recording. You know, this was back before. That's why I was like, man, you transferred to podcasting pretty easily because you were podcasting before podcasting. You know, because it was. I mean, podcasting is just like underground. You know, interviews and all that kind of stuff, and you were doing that way before, so I'm sure it was easy transition for you.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely don't want to hold you up because I would drink a beer in a little bit. But please go check out, if you follow me, if you love metal, go check out Rob's Metalworks. I will put it in the link below. We might do a reaction if you have time. If not, we'll drink a couple beers.
Sure.
Make sure, if you know, especially San Antonio, you see him, go tell him what's up. Tell him thank you for showing a lot of the bands. And, dude, I really do appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, man.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know you messaged me right away, and that says a lot about your character. That says a lot that you're willing to come on, especially somebody that's barely starting off. Any last things you want to say to the people?
I just want to say, thank you for all my people here in San Antonio. Thank you so much for the years of support. Thank you for watching Rob's on cable and watching us on social media. For all the musicians out there that I've worked with, thank you so much for sharing your music. And for all the young people, all the up-and-comers, keep working hard and put together your best effort. And if you aspire to be on Rob's, then, please send us your music. I'd love to hear it. And I also want to send out a lot of love and thank you to all our worldwide audience, all the people from all the metal fans from Europe and South America, Australia, the UK, people who are watching us and supporting us. So thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate some of your crazy candor, but keep it coming, and we look forward to having a wonderful 2026. Again, we don't know what lies ahead, but we're going to continue to do our thing, interviewing quality bands and bringing you quality music.
Fucking OG of San Antonio metal right here.
Yeah,
the fucking OG. I mean, nobody's done it as long as this man, and who knows who will follow up in your footsteps, brother. I'll try. I'll try. I'm gonna try. Know. But anyways, you have a good night. I'll see y'all. If you don't see this before the New Year's, Happy New Year's to everybody. Be safe. Don't drive drunk. The Texas State Troopers are out, so don't be stupid. Get an Uber. Y'all have a good one. Peace.